Is Arydia the best cooperative family campaign game? It might be. Let's take a look at it. I'll share my thoughts. And as it is at the moment, the second printing campaign is still open for late pledges. So if you're watching and it's still open, this might help you make a choice on whether or not you want to still back this. Before I begin, I haven't finished this game, so I can't speak to the entire campaign of it. What I can say is what I've experienced so far, how I think it plays, and the experience that I've had teaching a family and playing with my family. So what's the big picture with Arydia? Arydia is an open world exploration game. It is probably the closest thing that I have played that is an RPG in a box that can be shared with many people across a table without needing a DM. The game has two main modes. A little like Baldur's Gate 3, there's the exploration phase where anyone can take turns, use their abilities, interact with different characters. And then there is the combat phase, which is a more turn-by-turn tactical battle phase. Players control their own individualized character, each having their own multi-boards with multi-layers on them. And if you haven't noticed yet, the components here are really high-end. From the full-colored minis, customizable heads for your characters. I'm used to seeing a lot of gray plastic in games, and this is a nice change of pace with these fully colored minis, not only from your player characters, but even the foes that you're going to encounter. You start this game as an exile living in an exile camp, and you and your fellow exiles are desiring a pardon from the kingdom, and to do so, you are going to go around this world and collect squills, or these tokens of the good deeds that you do, that other people will give you for helping them out. Some of the things I really love about this experience is that it is filled with mystery and discovery. I often don't even really like watching trailers of movies because I don't want to know what's coming. And this game does a really great job of hiding everything from you. So I have no idea what things are coming yet in this game. I've tried to avoid spoilers with this, only showing what things are kind of out in the tutorials. So you should be pretty safe here not to have things revealed for you. There are tons of cards filled with non-player characters, events, points of interest that are yet to come. There are so many maps of different sizes that I have no idea what kind of adventures we're going to go on. There are boxes filled with foes to battle, and I don't know what is going to come, and I love that. I love that there is going to be constant discovery in this game. If you want a game that is filled with discovery, this might be the one for you. I also really appreciate that I think the game is here to try and create experiences for you. It encourages things like role play in the game, not making it mandatory, but giving you little rewards for really playing into a character. Even in the rule book, there's a line that says, "When in doubt, err on the side of what is fun and thematic." Granted, that was only talking about whether or not to take turns during the adventure phase, but I think it gets to the heart of this game, which is to create experiences for people. I'm not assuming that this means that everything's going to be a cakewalk here, but the game comes with a difficulty adjuster reminding you that this is supposed to be fun. So I want to talk about a few reasons this game might not be for you. If you are looking for a gigantic story with depth, you might not find that here. From what I hear, I won't find that here. And it is about the joy of side questing. And so knowing that going in, and I really like stories with depth. I like dark stories. My favorite game in that category is Eon Trespass Odyssey, and similarly, I'll probably be playing that game for many years to come. But that has this gigantic novel of a story, and that's not here, and I haven't really missed it. And I think a big part of that is knowing what is there. So I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting to have many smaller missions that I get to go on And in my circumstance, going on with my family, and I'm enjoying that immensely. And in fact, the mini stories that they have here, to the extent that I've played so far, are super fun and unexpected. I love how the maps come on, and sometimes you're setting a map on top of a map, the inside of a house, or a staircase going down into another area, which would be a separate location. But you are going on and discovering these adventures, and I just can't wait for the next time we get to sit down and do this. So, number one, not a great, gigantic story. Many smaller stories making a whole. Next, if you're looking for a game that is strictly combat focused, this might not be your jam. Again, there is a good amount of role play involved, and discovery and exploration and maps to pull out and quests to go on. And the battle part is only one part of many things that make this game shine. So if you're looking for that constant puzzly battle scenario and now wanting to engage in the stories, this could be a pass for you. In addition, if you're not up for doing management, there's a decent amount here. You're doing a lot of stuff with the cards, right? You're pulling cards, you're pulling maps, you're flipping them, you're banishing them, you're setting different states of the cards. It's all fine and it all works, but it does take a little bit of time. And as I'm playing with my family, I kind of set a lot of that cleanup for once our session is done. And then when we wrap, I'm finishing up, putting things away and cleaning up. And and as you can see, it does take up a decent amount of space. The box is huge because there's so much here. They have packed a video game's worth of experience and discovery into a box, and I think that's incredible. And yet, there's some effects of that for you. So if you want something that's super easy to put out, now don't get me wrong, they've tried to make it easy, and they've given you these individual boxes and everything that goes in there, and you don't have to pull everything down to start over every time, but it's still not nothing. As you can kind of see from that time lapse there of getting things out of the box, I'm intentional about when we play this. It's not something I just whip out when we don't have the time for it. It's an intentional time of sitting down to play this game, but that's not dissimilar from many game nights that we have. One other thing is this game doesn't really hold your hands that well past the tutorial. The tutorial is step by step, but once you get past that, you're kind of on your own. And unlike a video game, there's no pressing J to get the journal up with all of your missions and side quests on them. You're going to have to write that stuff down. And you really need to as well, because I know I'm not going to remember who we talked to and where they're sending us and why we're going there and what direction they went and what city. I highly recommend having a journal with you to write these things down. I kind of like that we have to do that. So for me, not a turnoff, but if you aren't going to be okay without knowing what to do and where to go, it's not that kind of game. Some of the other games I had on the table, role player, freelancers, these games are pretty clear on exactly what you need to do and how to go about it. There's absolutely some choices in them, but a lot of times it comes down to left or right. So here, so many more options, and you're going to have to decide how to make decisions together, unless you're playing solo. So how's it play with a family? That's going to be very dependent on your individual family makeup, and particularly probably the ages. I am playing this game at the not recommended age group. Okay, I believe I've seen the community has said kind of 10 plus, and that sounds about right. I am playing with our 8-year-old, and it's a good fit for him. He does excel at board games and has been playing a lot of board games with me in the years preceding this. We're also playing this with my 6-year-old. And that's not as good of a fit. Why isn't it a home run for the 6-year-old? Well, I should probably have him tell you, but if he was here, he would say, it's a little long, it's a little complicated. Those are fair, especially at 6. So That doesn't mean that he doesn't like it or that he wants us to play it without him. It's just not his first pick because of those things. He likes having his own very physical board to manage. He loves the characters. He loves playing as a cat. And the adventures so far have seemed very appropriate and fun to join all together. Now, a couple things with this. That's not going to keep us from all playing together. It just means that we provide some accommodations. And the game makes it pretty easy to do some of those. You can add or drop characters as needed. The game can play with 1 to 4 different characters. So if he wants to sit out a session, he totally can. If he wants to play part of a session and one of us manage his board for the battle, the game's really easy to adapt to that. I've tried a number of different campaign games and story-based games with my family, and this honestly is the one that I am the most excited about returning to. What notes might I give you if you were just starting this journey with your family? Well, I would encourage whoever's leading that initiative to learn the game first on your own. Go through the entirety of the tutorial, learn how to do combat phase, learn how to travel on the map, learn how to interact with NPCs and events, how to clear maps, all the elements that makes up the structures of the game. Set up characters for all your players with them, maybe even practice a battle with them, and then go through the tutorial mission together, but without the step-by-step. The game really plays a lot easier than the tutorial actions make it seem. I feel like, particularly because of the ages of my group, that we kind of lost a little steam going through the tutorial, because going through step-by-step is a lot of reading. So I would encourage you to learn that first and then lead them through it without the step-by-step. If one person can know how to do all that, the other people can come up to speed as it becomes routine, but it's going to go a lot faster and it's going to be a lot smoother and maybe a little less scary for those that this seems like a lot. And next, I'd say try to keep it fun. Try to remember, err on the side of what is fun and thematic. Engage it in role play and make this a special event, because I think it is. I think this could really foster a lifelong love of role-playing games. There is a great adventure to be had here. So at the time of watching this, if the second printing campaign is still open, should you go and back it immediately? Well, if what I've shared hasn't scared you away, then yeah, I really would, because it's not the easiest game to find. It is currently sold out. And to order a specific copy of it right now, I think is a great idea. And lastly, you have the funds to do so because it isn't cheap. I mean, just look at how much is here. There's so much time invested here in quality materials and amount of gameplay. I think it definitely justifies the price tag. But I would get it again in a heartbeat. And I hope that maybe by the time I finish this game, there is going to be more to enjoy in the world of Arydia. I did pick up the fishing mini expansion, but I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping there was something bigger to add to this. But like I said, I think my family is going to be enjoying this one for a long time to come. So I want to thank Cody and the team at Far Off Games for this incredible game. I can't wait to get it to the table more with my family. And for what it's worth, I've had a really wonderful customer service experience with Far Off Games, and they've given me a lot of confidence to continue to back their products because they're going to stand behind them.